So we just witnessed Usyk versus Rico last night, and all I have to say is that was painful. That was hard to watch, and that makes me worried as a fan of boxing about the future of boxing. I mean, that was painful. That was tragedy. There was just so much wrong with it. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I think this fight exposed what's wrong with boxing, why I think this fight exposed what's wrong with crossover boxing. And yeah, let me just get straight into it. I'm gonna start with a breakdown. So first of all, Usyk, he looked off. He looked very off. He in round one, round start. He wasn't his usual bouncing self on his toes, dipping in and out, jabbing, just constantly working the body, jab, 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 combinations. That just wasn't happening. And it was funny because I was watching on a Reddit live thread. They were saying, "Oh, it's fine. Usyk, he always takes the first round off." No, he doesn't. Excuse me. Have you guys watched the Usyk fight before? He always wins by having the same pressure throughout the fight. From round 1 to 12, he's constantly working, constant output. He isn't like a Lomachenko. Yes, they have the same camp, and they're usually helping each other train, but they don't fight the same. Okay. Lomachenko takes time. He downloads data. That's the common thing that everyone says. He's the matrix. He needs time to figure out his opponents. Usyk isn't like that. Usyk usually will figure them out by fighting them. This fight, the first 2, 3, 4 rounds, he barely threw. I think in round one he didn't land anything. That's why it was a clear Rico round. Rico was hunched over, looking kind of foolish, but the pressure was working. He was just constantly moving forward, jabbing, jabbing, jabbing. He landed a good 1-2 on Usyk's guard, stumbled him back, a good cross to the body, hurt him, made him hunched over a bit. We know Usyk weak to the body, and it's just these little things. And yeah, he started to bully him. He was like pushing him into the corner, weighing on him. Took Usyk 5 rounds. I think four rounds, 5 rounds in, he only had one round secured. And I mean, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. It's a kickboxing champion with no boxing experience. He's had one fight before. This is his second fight, first world title fight. I mean, it was just embarrassing. But anyway, moving on. So as the fight starts to progress, Rico starts getting more and more tired, which we expect. Kickboxing is a lot shorter than boxing. There's a lot less rounds, and yeah, I wasn't surprised that Usyk started to land more. He probably, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him. Maybe he underestimated Rico. He didn't train seriously. He came in overweight. Maybe that had something to do with it. He couldn't bounce because of that extra 10 pounds. Maybe that was it. Either way, it took Usyk a while to get ready, to get switched on. I'll say gear second. It took maybe around 8 or 9, but these rounds are still being won by Rico. I think by round 10, Usyk only had 2 rounds at most. At most, Rico was dominating Usyk, and my video was wrong. I'm gonna say it. I thought it would be easy for Usyk. It should be easy for Usyk, but sometimes age just appears overnight. He's almost 40. Enrico, he's a little bit younger, but he definitely looks fresher in there. So yeah, cardio starts to be a factor. Usyk sort of reaches into his deep tool bag, ends up um, landing more combinations. I believe he hurts him at the end of the 10th round, steals that round. But in the middle of these rounds, Usyk's getting clipped with big shots, and Usyk got a hell of a poker face. It doesn't look like it hurts him, but he's just getting stumbled around, and it takes him a second to recover because Usyk's got a good chin. He's weak to the body, but we know he's got a good chin, and but he shouldn't be getting caught clean like that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went on in camp. He said there was the stuff happening in Ukraine, but this has been happening, for the past few years now, and you've been fighting. I don't know. Did you just underestimate Rico? I don't know. It was an embarrassment. Anyway, so round 10. Yeah, so round 10, Usyk wins it with a flurry at the end, but the bell sounds and they go to the corner for round 11. Now, round 11's a bit slow, nothing much happens, but then as Rico's backing Usyk into the corner, Usyk lands a crisp, beautiful uppercut round the jaw, spins it around, drops him to his knees. And this is where the shenanigans begin because, I mean, First of all, one of boxing's stupidest rules is the washing the mouthpiece rule. I mean, what this is an issue I've had ever since the Corrales versus Castillo, the infamous fight where I'm sure you've seen it if you're a boxing fan, where Corrales gets dropped twice, and both times he releases his mouth guard, and the referee walks him over to the corner, and they have to wash the mouth guard. This is I don't I've always hated this rule.
And yeah, it's just a stupid rule. So Rico's mouth guard comes out, and the referee has to take it over to the corner to wash. I mean, just think about that for a second. You got two guys in here who are beating their brain cells off. They are punching each other with everything they got. In a typical boxing fight, there's blood everywhere. Well, in a good boxing fight, anyway, there's blood everywhere. There's a couple of knockdowns. They're trying to take each other's head off. They're punching the body. They're breaking bones. They're knocking each other to the shadow realm, as Joe Rogan would say. But the mouthpiece is on the ground and it's dirty, so we need to take it to the corner to wash out because oh my god, it's so dirty and we need to wash it out. So we're gonna stop the action to take it over to the corner so they can put some water into it to wash it out. What? What? I've always hated that rule. And this fight, I see that and it's like, okay, so the clock is running out. There's 10 seconds left, and we're gonna waste half of that time washing out a mouthpiece. Okay, well done, ref. So they're washing out the mouthpiece. Rico gets some extra time to recover after he gets up from the knockdown, and and by the way, in UFC they don't have that. The mouthpiece comes out. You keep fighting. You keep fighting. When there's a break in the action, the ref jumps in. He puts the mouthpiece back. There is no lull in the. There's no. Oh, let me wash it with some water because yeah, and then he's gonna get kicked in the face. Like, what's the point of washing it? Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting. This fight just really proved why I used to like this sport, but it's slowly, fading. And yeah, so the mouthpiece gets put back in. The referee calls the fight to go back on. There's 5 seconds left. Usyk pushes him into gets him in the corner, starts unloading. Rico's not really offering any resistance, but he's not being absolutely destroyed here, but he's not getting absolutely decimated. There is, Rico's still conscious, and as the seconds tick down, 1 second left, Usyk's landed, 0 seconds left, the bell rings. I guess the ref didn't hear it, and neither did Usyk, because after the bell rang, Usyk landed a couple punches extra, and the ref one of the worst stoppage decisions I've ever seen. After the bell has rung, he stops the fight. He gets in between them, and I just think, okay, cool. He stopped the round. We're gonna get an action-packed round 12 where Usyk's trying to finish him and Rico's trying to survive. Completely turning the tables of the whole fight in which Rico is pushing and bullying him and winning the whole fight. But instead, no, the ref just jumps in the middle. We get an unsatisfying ending to what could have been the greatest upset possibly ever. What? What was that? No, and the worst part was Usyk would have been winning on the scorecards if it went into round 12. So they were planning to rob Rico no matter what. And I'm saying this, I didn't have any respect for Rico coming into this. I'd only watched a few of his kickboxing fights, and Usyk's one of my favorite boxers of all time. And I wasn't showing Rico much respect, but I mean, come on, give the guy the chance to shock the world. What you think it's better for boxing and better for your rematch and better for the Kabayel fight that Usyk comes off of a robbery victory, either a robbery through a KO or a robbery on the scorecards? Really, really, Turkey and the Sheik, really? It was just a travesty all around. I mean, dare I say boxing is dying because of this? I mean, in my last video, I said crossover boxing is dying, but could it be that boxing itself is dying and crossover boxing is just the nails in the coffin? It's just the last cash grab? I hope not, because I love the sport, but the way it's not looking good. It's not looking good if we keep getting stuff like this. It's really not looking good. And I'm gonna start the rant, okay? The first half of the video, I was breaking down the fight, trying to relax, but here we go, okay? Explain to me. Let me just start from the beginning, okay? The card was okay. There's a few KOs. The Frank Sanchez got a great KO over Torres Jr. That was nice to see. There's some something building up. the background, the stadium, or it wasn't really a stadium, I guess it was like it was the outdoor arena. It looked amazing. Got the pyramids in the background. I enjoyed the spectacle, right? It was well done. I didn't like the AI slop uh, promo videos. That was a bit. I mean, you couldn't get them. You couldn't get a video of them walking normally towards the camera. You had to AI that in. I mean, really, really, you really want to skimp out on that? And yeah, um, after that, after the awful hour wait, we got the walkouts, and the walkouts, they started out a bit weird. It was a bit cringe. Rico like punched the ground to make the ground crack, and it was approaching so bad that it turned good territory. You get what I mean? So I can't really fault them for that. That was all right. Um, so whatever. So they get the walkout. Rico runs to the ring. I always like that. I like it when they run to the cage or the ring or whatever, because it's like, okay, let's just get this fight started and no more walking out. This is hype. Let's just fight. So Rico walks over, and then Usyk does his walkout with the same song he always does, which is cool. It's a good song, and it's fine. Okay, we got the fighters in the ring. Okay, after an hour, finally. Okay, now we got Bruce Buffer, who's like 90 years old, doing these intros. Let's get ready to rumble, and it doesn't work anymore. His voice is gone. He's this guy they use him for every fight, and they probably pay him like 3 million every time he says any for per word. And Michael Buffer struggling to announce. He's mispronouncing words. He goes ooh sick, and yeah, yeah, weird stuff. So we got Buffer taking his time, leisurely, elderly man, but it's fine, whatever. He's a legend of the sport. Can't hate on him. But tell me why we have to have like 3 or 4 anthems, and they're long anthems, and it's like, okay, so these boxers have spent an hour waiting. They probably lost their warm up, lost their sweat, and now they're standing in the cold 2 a.m. Egyptian desert, uh, looking at the opponent, listening to a national anthem for 3 different countries. Really, do we need to do the national anthems? I mean, I get doing the national anthems for the two boxers in the ring, their countries. I mean, even if you want to do that, which you shouldn't do because it's just a waste of time, especially after an hour of wasted time already. You want to just skip to the. You want to just do the. So yeah, the anthems might have worked if it wasn't after an hour of nothing. Maybe that would have worked. But instead, we get an hour of nothing, and then we get the anthems. Then we get Bruce Buffer taking his time with the intros, and then the fight starts. I mean, if I'm a boxing fan, how am I supposed to get in? If I'm not a boxing fan, how am I supposed to get into it? I was told the fight would start at 10:30. It's an hour. It's an hour late. Why would I be interested in that? In football, do they delay it by an hour because the guys aren't ready, the players aren't ready? No, that was your fault. Get ready beforehand. In any other sport, do they delay it like that just to get more buys? Oh my god, we need more buys, so let's delay as much as we can. Is that what happened? I don't know, but it's just a bad look, and it looks amateurish, unprofessional, bit of a joke. Yeah, so that was an issue I had with it. Another issue is the matchup itself. I mean, why is Usyk? Usyk took a lot of damage this fight. He didn't look like he took a lot, but in the Dubois fight last year, he got maybe two or three punches landed on him. Then he took a year off. Is he gonna take another year off? He's 40 years old. Is he gonna retire? I mean, he probably should after that. Uh, he could probably do one more bout, but no one's taking him seriously. Everyone online is calling this robbed, and how the kickboxer should have won. And all that this tells me is, hey, if that was a kickboxing fight, Usyk would have lasted less than a round. That's all that fight tells me. It tells me Usyk underestimated his opponent, didn't train. Rico trained hard, and in a boxing fight, he almost beat Usyk. And the worst part about this stoppage, right, is 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 I don't know if you're Usyk. How do you feel good about that? Like, if you're Usyk, you should be complaining about the stoppage too. You shouldn't be happy. If I was Usyk, I'd be disappointed and angry at the ref for taking away my opportunity to make a statement with the 12th round. That's what should have happened, because not only should the stoppage not have happened, but you missed out on your opportunity to definitively take the 12th and end the fight. Instead, we get people calling you a thief, right? Calling it a robbery, and then scorecards online show you were ahead when you shouldn't. So people could have called it a robbery even if it went to the scorecards. So I don't know, Usyk should have campaigned for a better thing, but you know, Usyk's a humble guy. He's not gonna do that. And yeah, I don't know what's next for Rico. I don't know. He in the post and the post match interviews. Okay, tell me why these post match interviews are the worst thing in boxing. They've produced some of the most iconic moments. If you look at history, you know, Muhammad Ali saying, "I shook up the world, I shook up the world." You know, that's hard. That's tough. You got Mike Tyson. I'm the best ever. I'm the most ruthless, most vicious, most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one like me. I'm a thousand Petri. You know, classic lines in these post-fight interviews. Now what are we getting? We're getting Usyk. You know, yeah, whatever. He doesn't have to be the he doesn't have to have these one-liners every time. That's fine, but I'm trying to hear his perspective. Why are we getting Turkey Al Sheikh coming in, trying to make a fight straight away? This happens every time. Do we really need it? Really need it every time? No one's hyped for the Kabayel fight. Yes, the Kabayel fight should have probably happened, but no one's hyped for it, and no one wants to see that. Like, read the room. Read the room. No one wants to be talking about the next fight after we just witnessed a robbery. It's like on to the next cash grab. Really, really, Turkey. I mean, have some faith. Have some dignity. Yeah. So they got three boxers just talking to each other. Rico's being too humble. He should have probably protested more. Um, yeah. I mean, he did get robbed of a, even if it wasn't, even if he would have got KO'd in the 12th, which I think he would have, he got robbed of a satisfying ending. He didn't know the scorecards were going to be rigged against him, but yeah, I don't know what to think anymore about this sport. Does anyone else feel the same way? It's just like boxing recently just hasn't been hitting. And with stuff like this, it feels like every other card, there's something wrong with the ref, there's something wrong with the judges, there's something wrong with the officiating. I don't know. Every other fight, it just looks off. Is it just me? So where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm making a separate video talking about the next fights to make for both Usyk and Rico. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll think of more stuff to rant about to do with boxing. Yeah, everything that could go wrong went wrong. Because now you know what the headlines are gonna be. It's gonna be, oh no, you know what social media is gonna say. They're gonna say, yeah, boxing is dying. Boxing got embarrassed. Yeah, we need to expect better from our sport. That's all I'll say. All right. Thank you for watching this rant. Sorry, it's a bit negative. Maybe I'll make a more positive video next. We'll see. But yeah, take care. Like, comment, sub. See you next time.